Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today at Westlake Park. It is so good to see this park become active again, to see kids on the monkey bars, to see flowers, to see ice cream, to see people back in the city is fantastic. You know, a year ago, even 6 months ago, it didn't feel like we would ever get to this place. We were deep in the throes of COVID. People were continuing to get sick. Vaccinations, we weren't sure we'd be able to get them. But our city did what it needed to do. To continue the momentum that we have building, being the first city in America to get to 70% vaccination rate, we're now over 80%, to really focus our work on not just building back, but building back more equitably and just. To continue this momentum, the city, together with our partners, the Downtown Seattle Association, will launch Welcome Back Weeks. These are going to be 2 weeks of events, performances, promotions happening downtown Seattle in July and September. It's going to be fun. People join in. July Welcome Back Weeks begin Monday. And every day we've had different draws, different cultural events to create a welcome, fun, environmental downtown. And from small business promotions to buskers to food trucks. With Welcome Back Weeks, we want to think beyond one-time events. We want to recreate and rebirth our areas in the downtown and in our neighborhoods. Here's a quick snapshot of some of the things we're going to be doing. We've invested $300,000 directly into small businesses and artists and cultural organizations who've been so significantly impacted by the pandemic. Our efforts will support 500 small businesses, and 80% of those are owned by people of color. We've already distributed 600 Welcome Back coupons at our first Intentionalist tab, and if you were here earlier this week, you know what that is. On Monday, it was so popular that we ran out. I want to thank the Intentionalists. If you haven't seen them, they were giving up these Welcome Back bucks that are good for some of the small businesses. These are good for them from Chinatown to Pioneer Square to downtown. It's going to be fantastic to have these. We're also employing 200 artists and cultural people, many who haven't been able to perform in almost 16 months. When things closed down, our small businesses felt it first. And we saw our cultural spaces having to close. We're going to be increasing the beautification efforts we have to increase collection of trash once or twice a day, double down on picking up and collecting, adding a second weekly visit from the graffiti rangers to really start clearing graffiti out, coordinating to clean up the Washington State Department of Transportation's corridors along the freeway, providing extensive additional intensive cleaning, pressure washing, and the like, and removing graffiti and debris. So this is a really welcoming space. But we're going to do our part to also make sure that all the neighborhoods across the downtown area, from Chinatown International District to Pioneer Square to right here in Westlake, are safe, welcoming, and doing all we can to recover from this pandemic. We are really proud to invest directly in our artists, our cultural organizations, our small businesses, and to hopefully start turning and providing the relief that we need to continue to be the best city in America. We all have to do our part. Do it in your local neighborhood commercial districts, but bring people back downtown. Come yourself, come shop, bring your friends, your families, people are visiting you from out of town. Stop by our Welcome Week events. The first of which will be this weekend in Hinghey Park in Chinatown International District. We'll have live entertainment from music concerts to hometown heroes to circus and cultural performances. We're going to have promotions for small businesses, art classes for people, and opportunities to get vaccinated. For those people who still aren't vaccinated, we want you vaccinated. And you can if you get vaccinated, we'll enter you in a drawing to get tickets to the day in, day out musical festival at Seattle Center. I hope to see everybody at Hinghey Park this weekend. It's going to be fun. And in Occidental Park and Westlake Park the next weekend. We're going to have these series of events to welcome people back downtown. Don't miss the opportunity to support small businesses, to show Seattle is coming back. I really want to thank the people here today who've been great partners. Jon Scholes, David Leong, and Lisa have been just such fantastic partners through their teams, really partnering, not just through the pandemic, but as we got to this point, how do we come back? How do we show people that we are coming back as a city, a better city, a more just city, a more equitable city, but not losing the small businesses, the restaurants, the cultural events, and the fun. I really want to recognize all our partners who are also the artists, the small businesses, the small business workers, everybody who has been struggling so hard through this pandemic, but here they are ready to come back also. These welcome back weeks are going to be fun and are really responsive to what the community has said they want to do to know that we're starting over. As we reopen and recover, I hope everybody will come back downtown. Our small businesses, artists, and venues, they rely on us. They rely on them to stay open. We saw that pandemic hit. Our small businesses were the first to feel it. Businesses boarded up. The place became empty. People quit coming to work. There wasn't any tourism. And now you can feel it changing. We've had some great tourism coming through Seattle. Our hotels are opening up, the waterfront. And with that, we know we have to make sure that as we come back, we retain that commitment to being equitable, just, to supporting our small businesses, particularly small businesses owned by people of color. And a person here now who's just been incredible supporter before the pandemic, through the pandemic, really part of making Chinatown International District such a vibrant place, David Leong, who has just been such a strong community member for so long. And he's going to talk to you a little bit about what you can expect on the Welcome Back Week this weekend in Chinatown International District. So David, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is David Leong. I'm the president of the newly formed Seattle Chinese American Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to personally thank you very much. I'd like to personally thank the mayor and her office and all the hardworking people in the city of Seattle who have come together to make this happen. Just a year ago, could you imagine us all getting together here at Westlake Park with hundreds of people together? I'm a third generation Chinese American, born and raised in Seattle. Family's been here for 85 years. We've seen slow Seattle to slowly building up to explosive Seattle, and then with the pandemic, a total crash. But Seattle is made up of resilient people, lots of small business, great leadership. And the Seattle I grew up with was always a city of love and support, diverse communities, all coming together. And we can be that way again, I know it, and we're heading in the right direction. There's so much hope today that I see in the crowd here and my fellow business people behind me and the leadership we've had. I'm really super excited. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about the first of the 3 designated areas that are going to have the reopening week. So the Seattle Chinatown International District is just a few minutes down south of here, okay? It's one of Seattle's hidden treasures. Been around for 150 years, okay? It's a significant part of the Seattle culture. Like every area, every community, it got hit pretty hard with a number of issues, okay? We know that already. We don't need to go back. We want to look forward, okay? So we have mobilized the entire community down there, from young to older. You'll see hundreds of people participating in the grand opening coming up this Saturday and Sunday. The events start at 11 o'clock and go until, I believe, 7 p.m. The lion dancing, the dragon dancing. This is the first time you're going to see 3 or 4 lions, or excuse me, 3 or 4 dragons performing, 3 or 4 lions, the girls drill team, the precision drill team. We have a senior citizens group coming over. There's about 150 of them showing their support. Some of them are over 90 years old, and they're so excited. The excitement is in the air, not just in the CID, but all over the state, all over the country, okay? And we have to give the mayor's office so much credit because, look, juggling everything that's been going on for the past 18 months, to be here today and to be part of this great these celebrations coming up, it's going to be fantastic. So if you like dim sum, you like bubble tea, you like Cantonese food, chow mein, everybody loves chow mein, right? Okay. What else? Ice cream, coffee, espresso. We have it all down in the Chinatown International District. And we want to welcome everyone to come down. We're back in business, okay? Come down and support us. And with our new chamber, the Seattle Chinese American Chamber, we're located down in the CID, and we're gonna reach out to as many communities as possible once we get a little bit more situated. And we wanna work together. And our slogan is community unity, okay? Community unity, okay? That's the Seattle I grew up with. And that's what we wanna bring back, okay? All right, thank you so much. And now I'd like to introduce a colleague here, Lisa Howard. She's going to be talking about the Pioneer Square reopening. She is the director of the Pioneer Square, Director Alliance for Pioneer Square. Thank you so much. Lisa.
Thank you, David. As you said, I'm Lisa Howard, the Executive Director of the Alliance for Pioneer Square. The last 16 months have impacted Pioneer Square in ways that we don't yet understand. And yet, I can't help but be hopeful. The resilience and tenacity demonstrated by our small business owners, residents, service providers, and others is impressive by any measurement. People made hard decisions and created new partnerships to find solutions to problems that they didn't know that they would have to be facing. The good news is, Pioneer Square is open for business. Your office is available so you don't have to juggle your partner's phone calls, your kids, your dogs, and 17 delivery drivers stopping by your house. You can get your favorite sandwich at Tats or Salumi. You can drink wine at any of our 5 wine tasting rooms that are now open. You can grab a beer on the way to the game. And next month, you can go to Art Walk. You can also take your out-of-town guests either underground for the underground tour or beneath the streets, or you can take them way up high on the Smith Tower. This is all really exciting stuff, you guys. I'd like to thank the City of Seattle, the Downtown Seattle Association, Visit Seattle, and our partners throughout downtown for the collaboration and the efforts made to bring us here today, to celebrate the recovery and to celebrate Seattle's urban core. We have more great programs coming, including the Passport to Pioneer Square Challenge, ton of fun events in Occidental Square, and last but not least, I'd like to invite you to the July 24th Welcome Back to Pioneer Square event to see the bands, art installations, and everything else happening on that Saturday. So, thank you. And with that, I'd like to introduce you to Jon Scholes, President and CEO of the Downtown Seattle Association.
Thanks, Lisa. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to be downtown, great to be in a park full of activities and people and a guy in a cowboy hat and a chicken that's walking around. That's an experience that you won't find anywhere else. That's what downtowns are all about, those unexpected experiences that you can't get in your own kitchen, you can't get behind your laptop, you can only get by showing up in this great downtown of ours. No doubt we've been hugely impacted from the pandemic in these last 16 months, as most downtowns have. But if you've been downtown in the last couple of weeks, you can feel that we're turning a corner. 75% of the businesses and organizations and arts and cultural groups that existed prior to the pandemic, well, today they've got their doors open. Hotel occupancy last week was up at 65%. We're having 320,000 visitors come through downtown on a daily basis. That's 100,000 more than what we saw earlier this year. So there's plenty to do, plenty to see, plenty to experience in our downtown. We're so pleased to be partnering with the mayor and other community and neighborhood organizations to open up downtown to welcome people back by investing in these welcoming weeks where we'll have music and concerts and happy hours here in Westlake at Hing Hay, as you heard, and down in Pioneer Square as well. Our great partner, Thatcher Bailey, who heads up Friends of Waterfront Seattle, is doing some incredible programming on Seattle's new Pier 62. Check it out. There were 1,000 people or so down there this past weekend, enjoying a great view, a great public space, the company of others, and some great music and other festivities. So downtown's open. We're investing, we're partnering, we're supporting artists, small business, our arts and cultural organizations, and we need you to show up with your dollars, with your patronage. Come downtown, get that experience that you just can't get anywhere else. We know you've been missing it, and we invite you down in July for these 2 welcome back weeks, but really throughout the summer. You're going to have more outdoor events and entertainment and food and music than we've ever put on before in downtown Seattle, including an expanded Downtown Summer Sounds concert series, more than 100 concerts from now through the end of September. We invite you down. We thank the mayor for her leadership, thank the community for its partnership. Thanks all of you for showing up. And one final thanks to all the folks in blue and yellow, our ambassador teams who've been on the ground throughout this pandemic, cleaning, helping people in need, supporting the stewardship of our great downtown and public areas. Thank each and every one of you for what you're doing. You're foundational to our recovery and reopening. Big shout out. Thank you. And back to the mayor.
Thank you so much, John, and I want to thank all of our partners who are here today, but each one of them represents teams of people who are committed. Look, we still have our challenges, but we just came through the most challenging time our city has ever experienced. And this city always gets through the challenge and comes back. And so it's really exciting now that the challenge is, how do we recover? How do we rebuild? How do we come back? Not just how do we get through a pandemic? How do we make sure that we're more just and equitable? We really can turn the corner now, and I'm looking forward to it. Come downtown, bring your friends and family, bring your kids. We're even going to have trick or treat in July, because so many kids got cheated out of trick or treat last October because it just wasn't safe. So we're gonna let those kids dress up in their costumes, come downtown, we're gonna have a special trick or treat session for them. Woo! Any questions? Any questions for any of the people who are doing great work here? All right. Don't forget, Intentionalist, who's with us today, I've just got to shout them out. They've been doing amazing work, and their motto is spend money like it matters, and this matters. This really matters. So let's make sure we're supporting those small businesses that really, really struggled through this pandemic. Bring them back. They're part of the great fabric of our city. Thank you very much, everybody.